Hey everybody, Levi here. In this video, I'm going to outline 5 steps that you can take to get on page 1 of Google today. These are easy things that you can do yourselves and are going to give you a way better chance of getting on to Google. They're not going to cost you any money. You're not going to hire anyone. You're just going to have to do a little bit of work and you're going to get some results. In this video, I'm going to provide a guide on how to rank your website on the first page, going over a lot of advanced SEO strategies professionals like me use. I'm going to go use and look at practical, non-generic advice and go over competitive keywords, content creation, on-page SEO, user experience, and backlinks, and make sure that you're in great shape to get your site onto page 1 of Google. So let's get into it. The first thing you need to do is keyword research. You can focus on, just by starting, 5 lower competition keywords. You can use Google Autocomplete or Google Keyword Planner to find various keywords that are relevant. You're going to want to find less competitive and easier to rank for new websites to rank to get on page 1. So for example, instead of targeting a word like skincare routine, you could target a less competitive, longer variation like skincare routine for men. A good way to start with this is utilizing Google's related searches and exploding topics. You can Google these things and find their tools, but they're going to help you uncover trending but lower competition keywords that are not yet saturated. You can also hop on to Google Keyword Planner at ads.google.com and type in various keywords you think. So let's say you have a landscaping business. We'll switch it up a little bit from skincare. You can type in a bunch of words that you think are relevant, and then find some longer word variations that are maybe a little less popular, but still commonly typed in and really relevant to your business. So for example, here, landscape installation and maintenance. This one is a longer word. It's going to be a lot less competitive, but still has good volume. It's not 0, it's not 10. It still gets typed in almost 500 times a year. So again, that's a really important thing to start and identify some keywords that you can use. You're going to want to write those down and think of that as a guide for everything else we're talking about in the next few steps. The next of those being content creation. So again, you want to create content on your site that talks about what you're doing. So you're going to want to satisfy search intent, which specifically means the content on your site matches what users are looking for. So they'll be browsing, comparing service providers and products. You want to make sure that your content answers that. You also want content that's unique and comprehensive. You need to create something that offers more value than what's already out there. You're going to need to provide detailed guides, case studies, and examples. Now, the beauty of this is you're already an expert in your domain. You run a business and provide a service or a product, and you know everything about it. So it should be pretty easy for you to write comprehensive content talking about yourself because you already know so much about it. You just have to do a little bit of work, which most of your competitors aren't doing, and you're going to have great content out. And the last thing is you want to front load value. You want to present essential information at the top of your content, ensuring users quickly get what they need, know what they can expect with your content, and you'll hook them in. Moving on is the next one, on-page SEO. Now, we already have our target keywords. You've already started with the content, and you want to make sure that your web pages are optimized for your keywords so Google knows exactly what your pages are talking about. You can focus on the keyword placement, and you want to make sure it's in the title, it's in the first 100 words, and a few other spots in the page. You don't want to do keyword stuffing, but you do want to make sure it shows up throughout the content. You also want to prioritize user satisfaction. Google ranks content the best that satisfies searchers' intent. So prioritize user-friendly, relevant content over technical SEO tricks like keyword stuffing. I already have loads of videos on-page SEO using Yoast, the WordPress plugin, and things like that. So check those out as you get into the specifics of on-page SEO. But again, we're just keeping it high level, and those are a few things that you can do. Next, I already talked about this briefly, but this is so important, so we're going to expand on it a bit more, and that's user experience optimization. You want to make sure your site's easy to navigate. Users can quickly find what they're searching for. Design your content for good readability with large fonts, shorter paragraphs, and frequent subheadings. Really similar to the paragraph and the Google document we're looking at here. Also, you want to keep users engaged. Minimize bounce rates by ensuring visitors stay on your site through valuable and accessible content. The last thing here is your backlink strategy. Backlinking, off-page SEO, link building, whatever you want to call it, is really important and what separates the best sites, the sites on page 1 from those on page 2. And a good way to do this without manually reaching out to links, you can check out my guide on how to do that, is by being the source. Create content centered on specific sought-after statistics in your industry. For example, you could create a dedicated page for frequently searched stats like how much data is generated daily, or something else a little bit more relevant to your niche. But by doing that, people are going to be citing you and you'll be getting backlinks automatically without having to reach out. In addition, you'll want to operate in lower competition stats if you're doing this little trick. So target statistics with little existing competition to attract backlinks from other bloggers and journalists. There's not going to be a lot of other competition, and you're going to be the go-to source, and you're going to get links. And again, Google's going to see your site as more authoritative, more relevant, and rank you higher on Google. That's the video. Hope you guys found it useful. I'm going to quickly wrap up with a couple of key takeaways that you can write down and make sure you implement. And that's 1, target long keywords. 2, create content that satisfies searchers' intent. 3, optimize for SEO and user experience. And lastly, build backlinks by providing valuable data. So in case you forgot when I went over it, there you have it. If you start doing all these things, you're going to start getting higher on Google and ultimately get more calls, more sales, and more quote press. Hope you found this useful, and we'll see you in the next one.